So Conor McGregor did not win in the first round like he predicted, but he won convincingly. Another unbelievable fight from the Notorious, taking the UFC world by storm at the moment, followed by some theatrics at the end to try and pose a reaction from Jose Aldo.
Yes.
So it's something that was, when I was watching it, it seemed a little bit WWE for me, but still, nothing. You can't take anything away from the guy.
So I know we disagree on the WWE stance of it, but as for the fight itself, I do like the quote of, "I said 2 minutes, I meant 2 rounds," McGregor said. "I felt comfortable throughout. I don't think any of these featherweights pose a threat. Every single one keeps talking, but I don't hear them talking about skill or technique because they know I own that." And he's right. He's fluid in the octagon. He's truly enjoyable to watch fight, and there really is nobody that has tested him yet. Jose Aldo might be someone who can test him when it comes to that fight, which we know is going to happen now in Vegas, not Dublin, as Dana White said afterwards. It has to do something with permits and curfew and pay-per-view.
The time difference.
Right, and pay-per-view, extra costs for that. So this is a more watchable, it's going to be marketable to more audiences here in the U.S. Fair enough. But as for McGregor, the stoppage was at 154 in the second round. McGregor did dominate that fight if you watch. Siver's a big guy, and he took a lot of hits. And credit where credit's due, the guy lasted more than a round, which is amazing.
And it's like you were talking about it. It's that straight left punch that he has. It's almost boxing-esque, you know what I mean? It just looks like it's a straight left that many boxers would be proud of. And when he catches it, you could see that Siver was rocked when he got first hit with that one. And you talked to me about it after that Siver tried to get him to the ground, because I think with McGregor that's your only hope, right? Because if you try and stand toe-to-toe to him, he's very talented. He moves his body well, and he's aggressive. He's so aggressive. I think that's got to be intimidating, because this guy, when he goes out, it's like every moment is his last moment in the Octagon.
That and his dragon chest tattoo. His dragon chest. I've already booked an appointment. I'm going to get a similar tattoo.
Okay, remember I told you this.
I think I should. It would look great.
And have you got the chest yet?
No, I've got the plans to make it happen. But yeah, so as you just mentioned that, yes, the only way that we think McGregor can get beat is by taking him down to the ground. We know that multiple times during previews of these UFC fights, these Fight Night fights, McGregor's wrestling is in question.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't get him to the ground, you don't have to worry about his wrestling being in question. You can beat him straight up, which is fine. So yeah, McGregor avoided the wrestling. He ran over to Aldo afterwards. The fight in Vegas, all of that, which is great. We don't know, even he didn't know what he said afterwards. It looked like he was laughing at him. Yeah. Although it also looked like Aldo's got something weird across his face.
So it's what I talk about with McGregor is self-promotion. Yeah. I mean, it's like, and it's good for the UFC. I mean, I don't know the logistics of it. I don't want to get in here and ruffle some feathers by saying the UFC might have told him to do something like that at the end, because we know that when it comes to anything, you got to get self-promotion out there. Right. He jumped over. Aldo responded probably the best way he could. You know what I mean? I'm just laughing. Yeah. But with McGregor doing that, I love the character. I love his cockiness. To me, it did seem a little WWE, because that's what they do, right? And like, I want you next, Triple H.
Personally, I love the WWE. Yeah. All the entertainment value that came with it, as ridiculous as it really was.
Yeah, because people buy into it.
But exactly, and that's the thing. You mentioned self-promotion. Conor McGregor is an absolute genius at self-promotion. He wanted a title shot. He obviously proved it in the Octagon, and he proved that he's going to get the ratings and the views that Dana White obviously wants outside the Octagon. So there's going to be a lot of hype for the fight. We know it's coming in Memorial Day weekend in Vegas.
We'll be there.
Putting out there. I do have to give the one thing that doesn't. Siver, had lost that fight before he stepped into the Octagon, and he said, I loved his quote of McGregor can take his prediction and shove it up his ass. Yeah. But my God, he was a bulky dude. It feels like he was thrown in there for a McGregor punching bag. It seemed like, again, not staged, not to ruffle feathers, as you mentioned, but.
It's a great setup now for the next fight. You know what I mean? Because we talked about how like Dana White and other UFC correspondents were already talking about the next fight. Yeah. Like they're already talking about
before this fight even started.
The fight started. I thought that would have, for me, that would have kind of infuriated me more if I was going in as an opponent. And he did give it a good shot. Let's not take away the guy's 36 compared to McGregor. You know what I mean? So there's a difference there. And he just didn't seem as athletic as McGregor. But the fight with Jose Aldo is going to be amazing. So, and McGregor, as always, you know he's entertaining in there. But his quote at the end to Dana White was amazing. To the camera about his relationship with White. We discuss, as you can see, it's tradition. He talks about how he goes into Mr. White's desk afterwards. I remove a head, I bring it backstage, I place it on Mr. White's desk. Here you go, boss. Another one down. Then we discuss big business. So when we discuss big business goes down in Viva Las Vegas.
So I just like that he's very professional, and he refers to him as Mr. White.
I put a head on his desk, but I call him Mr. White.
Yeah.
So
he's respectable.
I think we're all counting down the days now to Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that. We want to know what you guys think of the fight. Leave your comments in the section below. What do you think of the next fight? Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor is one that's got everyone here a little bit moist.